I've been in boxing for over 30 years right now, and I've tried just about every supplement under the sun, every powder, every capsule, every overpriced tub with a bloke on the front who's like shredded. I've tried them all, mate. And I can tell you that 90% of what's on the shelves is absolute rubbish. But there is a handful of stuff out there, and I mean a handful, that's got loads of benefits to them for boxing. Stuff with real science behind it, not just this gym bro science, actually peer review research. And in this video, I'm going to give you the complete no-nonsense guide to the supplements that have got proper evidence for boxing, including the one supplement that I believe every boxer and just about every human should be taking, which most are definitely not. And if you don't know, I'm Tony Jeffries. I'm an Olympic medalist boxer with over 106 fights in my career, and this is everything that I know through my research about supplements in boxing. Now, before I get through this list, I just want to say, no supplement will replace training, not one. So if your technique is off, or your sparring is not great, if you're skipping training sessions and you can't get yourself to the gym, don't be buying anything from this list. Save your money and fix your bloody training. That's first and foremost. But if you are putting in the work, if you are training hard and you want to squeeze every last bit of performance out of your body, after all, who wouldn't want to do that? Then listen up, because this is properly backed by science, and most people who are training boxing are leaving real gains on the table. And I'm going to split this into two parts. First, the 5 supporting supplements with genuine evidence behind them. Then I'll get into the one supplement that stands above all else that I'm taking all the time right now, and I wish I was when I was boxing, because my bronze medal may have been a bloody gold medal if I was taking this. And I already know what some people are going to be saying, and I'll deal with that one and you guys when I get to that one. So here are the 5 supplements with proper science on every single one of them. For each one of these, I will tell you what it does, why it matters for boxing, and exactly how you should take it. So number 1, and I guarantee most of you are already using this, you just might not think of it as a supplement. So caffeine, this blocks fatigue signals to your brain. It improves your reaction time and reduces how hard exercise feels, and you can push yourself a little bit harder without it feeling harder. I mean, it always feels hard, but a bit of caffeine, that can help you do the trick. For boxing specifically, it will help with faster reactions, sharper focus into the late rounds, and also you'll be able to throw punches a bit harder without your body screaming to stop. And in fact, the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, officially recognizes caffeine as a performance supplement. And the boxing science in Sheffield call it probably the #1 performance supplement for any sport out there. When I was boxing, I didn't used to do this. Now I have caffeine all the time, and I wish I did. So what should you take when it comes to this? Well, about 3 to 6 milligrams per kilo of your body weight, and have this between 30 to 60 minutes before your training. So basically for around a 70 kilogram person, that's around 2 coffees. And here's the thing, people think you need loads of pre-workout and buying all these fancy supplements when it comes to this, but you don't. Black coffee does the exact same job for about 20% of the bloody price. One thing I will say when it comes to coffee though is don't go overboard, or you might get the jitters and feel like you want to shit your pants when you're sparring, and that's the last thing you want to do, is shit your pants in the middle of sparring. And also don't use it in the evening, because it will really ruin and affect your sleep, which is so important. And when I was training for my Guinness World Record, there's my certificate up there, the most punches in 24 hours, I was having caffeine all through the night, and that really helped boost me up and keep me in good shape to achieve that Guinness World Record. Now let's move on to number 2, which is less exciting than caffeine, but honestly, this is probably more important than almost everything else on this list. For every sparring session, every bag round, every hard pad session, what are you doing? Well, you're damaging your muscle fibers, and protein is what your body uses to rebuild their muscles stronger. So without enough of it, you're training hard but not fully recovering. Now with this, the numbers are simple. You need 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight every day. Now this might sound really confusing, you might be getting your calculator out, but listen, so basically what I'm saying is if you're a 70 kilogram person, that's around 112 to 154 grams. But food first. Always chicken, eggs, tuna, Greek yogurt. Get as much as that as you can from real food. And then the protein is genuinely useful for when you can't get your food, especially post-training. So yes, protein is a must. Now moving on to number 3 is a drink. And it's not one of these sugary, crappy sports drinks that you see in a gas station or one of these crazy Red Bull type energy drinks what are just bad for you. Instead, I'm talking about something legit, which I take all the time now. I took through my Guinness World Record, I took through my boxing career, and this is a high quality electrolyte hydration drink. You see, when we're doing the pads, bags, or sparring, especially in a hot gym, you're not just losing water when you sweat, we're losing sodium. And sodium is what allows our muscles to contract properly. It's what keeps your nerve signals firing. It's what helps maintain that power and speed when fatigue kicks in. And most people think to hydrate, you just want to have loads and loads of water, which that can help you hydrate. But if you dilute your sodium levels too much by drinking too much water, you will actually feel weaker. You might cramp, you might fade through your sessions. There's also some solid research that shows that even a 2% drop in body weight from dehydration can reduce your performance in any high intensity sport. And that's just 2%. Now, hydration drinks are great for after training because you've lost all of that fuel, but I also like to have them right now on a morning before I wake up because overnight you dehydrate a little bit, so I have that in my body and that sets me up for the day. And also if I do a long training session and I sweat it out, when I get out of the sauna, I always have a hydration drink as well to give me some of that electrolytes back into my body, what I need. And studies constantly show that adding sodium improves fluid retention, enhances your capacity and recovery compared to just plain water. So number 4 is something that not just boxers should be taking, but everyone should be taking. This is omega-3 fish oil. And this one isn't about direct performance in the ring, it's about what happens in between your sessions. As you know, boxing is a contact sport. We take shots, we take impact, our joints wear down, our muscles can get battered. And if you can recover in between sessions better, this is going to keep your joints healthier and protect the most important thing in our body, which is our brain. And that is absolutely a performance advantage over anything long term. And the International Society of Sport Nutrition released a statement in 2025 noting that all athletes are at a higher risk of omega-3 insufficiency and that it supports inflammation control, nervous system functioning and recovery. And the best part that most people don't know is omega-3 has neuroprotective effects. It's helping our bloody brains. And this is what we need. If we're boxing, especially if you're sparring, you need to help your brain as much as you can. There's also a lot of great research from the American football players who take a lot of batter into the brain as well, the positive effects that omega-3 is really shown on this. So for a sport where our heads are getting punched in all the time, this really matters to us. Now, if you're not using omega-3, please get on it. It's so good. Now, to take this properly, we want to get about 2 to 3 grams of combined EPA and DHA per day. You can get it from oily fish too, 2 or 3 times a week. And I'm always eating my salmon to try and boost this up. In fact, look at this. What's the chances? My missus has just brought this down for us. This is my meal right here, and I've got some salmon. And this wasn't for the video, so yeah. I'm eating my salmon right now because it's so good for my bloody brain, which I need after all the punches that I've taken in my life. Now, for contact sports like boxing, like American football, like MMA, this is a really underrated supplement. This is probably the most underrated supplement on this entire list. Now, let's move on to number 5, which is another one that is underrated. Now, you might think, oh, this is a boring supplement. It's not going to help me at all. But I'm going to be straight with you because this one is an absolute must. And this is vitamin D. Now, this will only really benefit you and your performance if you're deficient in vitamin D, which over 1 billion people around the world is deficient in this. Now, if you're indoors most of the time, live in the UK, or somewhere cold all the time, there's a very high chance that you're vitamin D deficient. Now, even though right now I live in sunny countries, like right now I'm in Australia, I've been in California, I've been in Dubai, I've been all around the world, I'm still taking my vitamin D every single day. Now, what this does, it supports muscle protein synthesis, immune function, bone health, and it plays a role in testosterone regulations. Now, if you're already getting enough vitamin D from sunlight and food, if you're supplementing even more on this, it won't dramatically improve your performance. But like I said, there's over 1 billion adults worldwide deficient in this. And unless you're outside with your shirt off, often in the sun, chances are you might be as well without even knowing it. And this can make a real difference. Now, my honest recommendations for everyone to do is go and get a blood test and check your vitamin D and check your other levels of things in your body like testosterone. Now, that's the only way you can get a true detection of how your body is inside and the things that you can do to adjust that to get you living at peak performance. Now, with vitamin D, the golden rule is between 1,000 to 4,000 IU per day. I take 5,000 because I'm a psycho. But yeah, if you get your levels checked, you will be able to figure this out yourself. Right, so those 5 supporting supplements, all solid, all evidence-based, all worth considering. But there's one that I haven't mentioned yet, and this is the one that I want you to really pay attention to, because this is one of the most underused, most misunderstood supplements in all of boxing. And when I tell you what it is, some of you are going to roll your eyes. Some of you are going to say, Tony,
that's not for me, that's for bodybuilders.
Some of you are going to say, Tony, I'm going to put too much weight on and build too much muscle if I do that. Oh, wait, mate, who do you think you are, Arnold Schwarzenegger? Or you might even say, Tony, this one will slow me down. But stick with us, because the science on this is absolutely solid. And this is the most studied supplement in the world right now. And the studies are coming out all the time on this, and it's unbelievable. The supplement that I'm talking about is dun dun dun. Can you guess? Well, it's creatine. I know what you're thinking. Bodybuilder supplement, makes me bulky, makes me slow, puts water weight on. But before you jump into them and think that this is the worst thing for boxing, let me explain exactly why everything you've been told about creatine and boxing is probably wrong, and some of them might be right as well. What creatine actually does is every time you punch, your muscles use something called ATP. That's your body's energy currency. Think of it like a fuel tank. Creatine is what refills that tank between punches. So the faster your body can regenerate the ATP, the harder you can keep hitting. Now, to put this into perspective, without creatine supplementation, your energy tank might be running at 80%. With creatine, you're going to top up that energy tank closer to 100%. And that's the difference here. That 20% shows up exactly when you need it most. Now, let me give you the actual science, because this is where it gets proper interesting. Creatine speeds up how fast your energy system recovers between rounds. And studies say up to 40% during a 60-second rest. Now, I don't believe that much, even though that's what the studies say. I think there's not much that you really do to help you recover 40% faster in that 60-second round. But I just want to tell you about some creatine studies that specifically are on combat sports athletes like boxing, judo, and wrestling. Now, I want to tell you about the reason why I'm taking this right now, even though I'm not a fighter anymore, which is one of the biggest reasons why I think everyone should be taking it. But first, I just want to say what their studies are saying about taking creatine for combat sports. They all came to the same conclusion: massive improvements in muscular power and maximum strength in a short duration. This was 19 studies all showing massive improvements. Now, that's not a coincidence. Right now, there are 3 main injections probably in your head, which was in my head, why you don't want to use creatine. So let's go through these myths one by one. The first one is, if I take creatine, it's going to make me slow. This is very common, but the muscular gain you get from creatine is not like bulk. It's intracellular water, the water inside of your muscle cells, and as well the lean muscle fiber. Nothing about this makes you slow. In fact, there's more of a chance that this is going to help you with your explosive power in the fast twitch muscle fibers, which make you faster, not slower. Now, myth number 2 is this is a bodybuilder's supplement and it's illegal. Well, another false claim. USADA, the Olympic International Committee, and every single major sport organization in the world has reviewed creatine, and what they said, it is 100% legal. Now, myth number 3 is the big daddy one of them all, and this is, well, Tony, creatine holds water and I've got to make weight for my boxing. Now, this is a major concern because this is actually true, but there's a way around this. Now, creatine does cause, like I said, the water retention, maybe half a kilo or even up to 2 kilos, which is too much for fighters, and it does this in the first couple of weeks. So what I would recommend you do is stop taking creatine a few weeks before a weigh-in, or even if you're so worried about this, because what if it doesn't come off, and then maybe 6 weeks before. But up until then, you should be getting the benefits of creatine all the way through. Now, here is the big benefit that most people don't know about creatine, why I think not just fighters should be on it, athletes should be on it, but everyone in the world should be on it. And most people have never heard of this. Creatine doesn't just help your muscles, it helps your brain. Studies show that creatine reduces reaction time by 10 to 15% in cognitive motor tasks. In boxing, where that's the difference between slipping a punch or taking a punch clean. But I'm not talking about the studies are just because you're going to get hit less. Research shows that when athletes are sleep deprived, like during a hard training camp, and when you're not sleeping properly, this is building your stress levels, you're overtrained, and taking creatine helps maintain that cognitive performance way better than the placebo effect when they did the research on this. Now think about what that means with your decision making. But that's not all. This is also happening with everyday cognitive functioning. People with dementia are now taking this and seeing a difference. People with Alzheimer's are now taking creatine, and also studies are saying that they are seeing a difference as well. By now you might be thinking, oh yeah, I want some creatine, but how do I take it and where do I get it from? Well, there is a lot of crap out there. You want to be taking creatine monohydrate, and I get mine from a research company called DoNotAge.org. These are obsessed with getting the highest quality ingredients, and if you're taking any products at all that I mentioned, DoNotAge does a few of them, not all of them, but make sure that you're researching the company, make sure that they've got the highest quality ingredients, because right now anyone can just make a supplement and put it on a shelf with a nice fancy picture of someone with loads of muscles and tell you all the BS benefits, but you want to be doing your own research on these. This is why I use DoNotAge.org, because they do the research and I trust that they are getting the very best ingredients possible. And that's why I choose to work with them. They're sponsoring this video, but this video is not a sales pitch. They don't want me to be like, sell, sell, sell. They want me to educate. They would actually prefer you to get great supplements from elsewhere than not use great supplements at all. Like, they're all about the research. They're all about the mission of making the world a healthier place. Another reason why I love them, they're not salesy. They're not telling me, Tony, sell, 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 because I work with them. They're telling me to educate, which is great, and it's very refreshing for a supplement company to be like this. That's another reason why they are super legit. Now, back to creatine. If you want results quicker than anyone else, you can take 20 grams of creatine for the first week to get your body used to it, and then go down to 5 grams after that. This will help you get the benefits to creatine even faster, because if you just take the normally recommended daily amount, which is 5 grams of creatine, then you will take you to 3 to 4 weeks to get the results. But if you bulk up and take 20 a day, which a lot of research says is great for you, there's no negative to that, and then that's what I did, and I would recommend do that. And as well, creatine is a very affordable supplement. Everyone should be taking it, I'm telling you, mate. All you do is put the powder in water and drink it, and it's got no taste. If you enjoy this video about taking supplements, you're going to absolutely love this video next. So click here and watch this video next.